What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Old Cranky Man Collectibles YouTube channel. My name is Blake, and I'm here with Stefan, and today we are watching the Swiss from the qualifier from, let's see, May 20th.
Yeah, it was May 20th.
May 20th. And
yeah, I was out of town.
Rip. I know, I missed you dearly, friend.
I
really
know.
I really did.
I got to watch some of the games, though. It was great. I was like in the hotel room watching it.
The cool thing about this is that it was all recorded, but not streamed. So this is the first time anybody has seen this content other than the two players that actually played this game, which is Tanner at the top of your screen. He's playing Creamer, but I think that this is actually Omnitiative because his points are Mox.
Oh yeah, where Creamer has a more like
Creamer is more of a tempo deck. This is more like 4-color turbo initiative.
Yeah, and it's unusual to see a person playing against Cam on this deck. Cam is usually the one on the deck.
Yeah, so I think a better deck name here would have been I think they call it Omnitiative because of Omnath.
Yeah.
Cameron
or
at the bottom.
Jeskai.
Right. Cameron at the bottom of your screen playing Jeskai Tempo. His points are Recall, Mana Drain,
Naturally.
Treasure Cruise, True Name Nemesis.
That's a great spread.
I do like that spread for the Blue-Red X Tempo decks.
I agree, 100%. It's not overly taxing on your graveyard. You've just got one really big delve spell. And we got to get Probe coming out first here. Even before the land drop. I respect that. How many? Wait.
I looked for a second, and the only land that he has is the Hallowed Fountain. So he's gonna ponder on turn one. He's sandbagging a Force of Will. Looks like a Palace Jailer, Prismatic Ending, Bone Crusher Giant.
Here's the thing. That was the Ponder is the only other blue card in his hand besides the Force of Will.
Yeah, I mean, I don't love the keep personally.
No.
Fiery Islet coming down. Tanner's gonna shock in this Hallowed Fountain. Ponder coming.
God. I want Cam to counterspell the Ponder.
I mean, I don't love this keep.
No, and it's so weak.
I believe that is an well, I thought it was an opt, but maybe it is not an opt.
It's a preordain. He drew a preordain off the top.
That's the other card that was in his hand. I thought it was an opt, but it must not be. He's looking at two cards.
At sorcery.
It is a preordain. He scryed two and put both on top and then drew.
Interesting. So he drew that off the top, I believe. Cam coming down with an Arid Mesa. I love that we've got the White Primal Adventurer on screen here. Card probably going to make an appearance at some point.
Yeah, it is in both decks, and the initiative will play a key role here.
Rightly so.
I think. I mean, can't say enough about initiative. Stone cold busted mechanic in 2-player games.
So now we get a preordain. So we got to ponder preordain. Sort of two spells that don't really do much unless they do everything you need them to do.
Right. These are the kind of cards that you want when you're in this kind of blue mid-rangey. It's going to be a long game. Like your ability to sculpt your hand is going to become very, very important. Yep. Now, if he could just
no shuffle there.
If he could just back that up with solid land drops so that he can curve out some of these threats. Here's an Urza Saga.
That is a solid land. If you wanted a solid land drop, that's one of them. That is one of the lands of all time.
So how do you feel about Urza Saga in a 4-color deck?
I think it's so good that I would just, especially if you're on Moxen, because it doesn't have to do everything. It just has to do one thing. And that one thing often is make bodies and then get your Mox at the end.
Yeah, I like Urza Saga in these decks. It gives you this ability to like grind. If he plays a land here and just makes 2 tokens over the next turn, Cam now has to have removal spells for the tokens. Or a creature to block with. And there's no way that he can interact with this other than removal spells.
Yeah, and those tokens are going to be 3/3s because he ends up like, even worst case scenario, he gets a Mox, and now he has 3 artifacts. He's got 6 power on board from 1 land that couldn't be countered. It's
Right.
sort of an absurd card.
Urza Saga's so good in Blue Mirrors.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you have to say Blue Mirror. Like, it is very good in Blue Mirrors, but it's good no matter what. The fact that it's not legendary is also sort of absurd. Like, the fact that people get to copy this with it's the Thespian stage.
Does that actually work?
It not only does it work, it doesn't have to sacrifice itself if it becomes a copy of something else. It permanently gains the abilities on Urza Saga.
To make constructs every
Correct.
turn. Holy cow.
Yeah, it's very good.
I don't know, there's like weird layering and timing rules with copying a saga, because like, but I guess
So-
if Thespian stage becomes a copy, then it has the saga in its type line, so none of that
Yeah.
weird stuff applies.
Whenever you copy something, it always has instead of the name of the card, it says this card. And so in this case, when it copies Urza Saga goes to the first chapter, it just says this card gains tap, add 1. And it never loses that, even if it becomes a copy of another thing.
Oh wow, wild.
And then it gains the ability to tap, and you can actually, in response to the 3rd trigger, create like copy a different land. You still get the 3rd trigger to go and get a 1 or 0 mana cost artifact and put it in play, but you don't have to sacrifice it.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I believe we're at the end of Cameron's 4th turn here. Tanner's going to fetch up a volcanic island. I would imagine we've got a construct coming.
Yeah, and we see like sort of the typical Blue Mirror of empty battlefields on the end of turn 4. Sort of a lot of posturing here, a lot of hand sculpting. Cam knowing there's a force of will in Tanner's hand. And we got a bolt coming down. That's smart.
Yeah, just get it out of the way before it becomes problematic.
Yeah.
So Saga going to go up to 3. Let's see what he will do in response to the trigger. Are we going to float a mana? Are we going to make another idiot?
I think make an idiot. Unless there's something he really has at 4 mana that he wants to do.
I like making an idiot here no matter what. Cameron doesn't have any pressure.
He's floating a mana.
He's floating a mana. I like making an idiot here because Cameron doesn't have any pressure. You can just make another token, make him have to have a removal spell. Putting a 2/2 into play is not bad here at all.
And we got a Mox Jet, or
I believe that's an emerald.
Emerald, yeah. Sorry, Vulcan Baga Mox art all looks the same to me. Not like the original art that is very distinct.
Yeah, the Vulcan Baga art does all look the same.
It's sick looking. Like, I love it, the hands, but it's just like it's always hands.
So we've got a colorless mana floating.
We've got a green and then a blue-white or red-white.
So 3 mana. Here's an Oko, Thief of
Oko.
Crowns.
P good, not bad. Very good card. So Cam's sort of forced to respond to this. I still don't know if I would have not just made a dork here, especially having so he's just going to tick it up, make a food. Sort of wish we had. Yeah, I prefer, especially on camera, to have the tokens represented appropriately.
You will be pleased to know that I have sculpted a token box for the feature match area.
Ladies and gentlemen, Blake continues to be amazing.
I have a 500 count box with every token in it that I could possibly think of.
Spectacular. So we've got a Brazen Borrower just getting cast.
The thing is that somebody has to be there to actually go through the token box and find it.
Yeah.
It is not alphabetized yet, so...
Force of Negation. We're pitching a Brazen Borrower to counter he was doing the adventure side.
He cast Petty Theft to bounce the Oko.
Yeah. But we had the Force of Negation pitching a Brazen Borrower. We know Tanner still has the Force of Will in hand.
Was that on his own turn? We
No, I
must
think
have
it was.
we must have passed back to Cameron, right?
Yeah,
I hope we passed back
I
to Cameron
believe we did.
before we pitch cast that force of negation.
I have to believe that's correct. I think at this point, Tanner having just an Oko in play has the inevitability. Cam has to do something about it. Otherwise, every turn Tanner can make a food, turn it into 3/3, make a
Yeah,
food, turn it into 3/3.
Oko, one of those must answer permanents.
Yeah. And in weirdly in Jeskai and even in like Jeskai Green, there are no clean answers to Oko. You
It
need black.
gets yes, it gets very difficult. That is why one of the reasons why I like the Grixis tempo lists is because you have access to actual removal spells.
Yeah.
You give up a little
Reverse
bit.
Rider.
You give up a little. Ugh, no, I'm not playing that. You give up a little bit in equity by not having access to Swords to Plowshares, but I think that's fine because your removal frequently is just better.
White's removal is very good for exactly 2 cards, and then it drops off real big.
Yeah.
And Black's is just like, and Black has the ability to interact with Planeswalkers in a way that White kind of also doesn't. Like March of Otherworldly Light is, or Prismatic Ending are what they are, but Black just has a cleaner way to do it. Yeah, I think Grixis, as far as like the removal suite, is probably the best.
Yeah, you still get all of the awesome stuff that you get in blue-red, but with the addition of better removal.
Mm-hmm.
An opposition agent.
Yeah, now, where did that come from?
Where did what come from? Opposition
Where
agent?
Opposition agent, yeah.
It was in the first.
No.
It was in the first commander set.
Yeah, that's right. I keep on. That's such a messed up card.
Looks
it makes
like
sense that
looks like Flame Slash is going to take care of this elk.
smart,
Having a little barbecue. I actually don't think this is good for Cameron at all. He's had to use 2 cards now to deal with two permanents that were created by other permanents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's sort of like 2-for-1ing himself every time. Or I mean, 1 for nothing, right? Like
well, he didn't get rid of the Urza Saga. The Urza Saga is now a Mox Emerald, and Oko is still sitting there. He's got 7 loyalty on board. Good luck. Force of negation is going to counter this Bone Crusher Giant.
Hard cast.
Force of Will pitching a Gitaxian Probe now.
Yeah. There's that Force of Will. So we've seen both forces come out on Tanner's side.
I don't know if I love protecting the Bone Crusher Giant.
Interestingly, he's just protecting the stomp. Like, why is it in the graveyard? Shouldn't it be in exile? Yeah, okay. It's an exile. He can cast that later now.
Yeah, I don't love protecting the Bone Crusher Giant. Oko is a good enough threat. I like keeping the Force of Will in your hand.
I also think he should have just cast the Bone Crusher Giant. Like,
nope, not in this game. Tanner has very much made this about card economy, and there's no reason to just cast that Bone Crusher Giant face up when you can potentially get 2 cards out of Cameron for it.
Oh, I suppose that's true.
He's further burying him in the card advantage game. This is exactly how you want to play a Blue Mirror.
He wants to have that counterspell fight.
So Oko's going to make a food. Now we have my favorite card from 2022. That's Lelia, the Blade Reforged.
That card is probably the best 3-mana haster we have. It's card advantage. There we've got a prismatic. Well, that's the convergence.
That is a Leyline Binding.
Leyline Binding. It's the O-ring that gets discounted. That he can just cast for 1.
It will go. He doesn't have anything to target with it. It will go away at the end of the turn. He also doesn't control a forest, so Leyline Binding currently costs 3.
That's true. Yeah, he has a Mox. That's not a forest. It's still like that's sort of a bad position for Cam to be in now. Oh,
Caves of Chaos Adventurer going to come down. See, this would have been a really good thing to Force of Will.
Yeah, I agree. But also, I think Tanner can take the, well, no.
He's not going to have a problem taking the initiative back, barring disasters. However, the fact that this mechanic has now been introduced when you were already very, very far ahead.
It presents a catch-up mechanic for Cam. Like a potential catch-up mechanic.
Exactly.
Where Tanner should not have allowed that catch-up mechanic to come into play. Because even if Tanner
he
takes
could have
it,
potentially not allowed it to come into play.
Right.
Yes, that is what I meant. Even if Tanner takes it back, there's always the potential for Cam to take it back.
Mm-hmm. Now here, Layla is going to become a 4/4 if she swings in. It would trade with a Caves of Chaos Adventurer, which I think Cam just does, right? He trades with it.
Yeah, you want to take the initiative. He's very, very far ahead. Also, it will be a lethal attack. So the food will become an elk. Lelia will go up to 4. That's 7 power. Cam's at 7 life. So he has to block or have 2 removal spells.
Mm-hmm. Not likely. He's sort of cashed in a lot of his, and we've got a Palace Jailer.
He cannot cast that. He does not have
he can't cast.
He does not have double white. Looks like a prismatic ending.
Yeah. For 4. So it's going to exile the 4-mana creature, and he's just going to kill him. Unless Cam has double removal spell. Or 1 removal spell, I suppose.
There's also it looks like we're going to scoop it up and go to the next game.
I don't think there was necessarily a misplay there, but they certainly, I think Tanner definitely had the higher quality of cards in hand.
Yeah, he got ahead really early with that Urza Saga, and there was just no going back after that.
Being able to get that Oko out won the game.
Game 2 looks like we're just going to start trading land drops. Cameron's going to get things going with a Thought Scour. Looks like that's going to mill a land and a White Plume Adventurer.
Not something you want to see in the graveyard, but you've got delve spells you want to fuel.
Again, Urza Saga on
turn 2 Tanner. It's the turn you want to play it, right? You don't want to have it out on turn 1. You want to have it on turn 2 so that, and even if Tanner had that loose keep in game 1, but Ponder Preordained just pulled him into the correct lands.
Yeah, I don't love keeping 1 land Ponder.
It's shaky.
So we're gonna trade some counter magic here. Looks like a March of Otherworldly Light's gonna go at the Urza Saga. Tanner will Mana Leak and Cam will Spell Pierce back. So this does go in Cam's flavor. He has effectively just strip mined him.
Nice. You love to see it. I hate Urza Sagas.
It looks like Tanner did not have a third land to follow that up with. So he's
now we're talking about punishment.
He's in a bit of a bad spot here.
Yeah. Not knowing the rest of Tanner's hand, it's hard for me to say whether or not he should have kept. That being said, he obviously didn't have a lot of card selection in hand.
I think you keep Hallowed Fountain Urza Saga Mana Leak. I think that hand's good.
You think so?
Yeah.
Like even without seeing the rest of the hand?
Yeah. Land Saga Mana Leak is good enough to keep. It's probably better than your average 6-card hand. So,
that's considering.
Cam not putting any pressure on him there though. He's just making land drops.
That's fine. Oh, we've got a Monastery Mentor. That's some pressure. And it resolved. Woof. Monastery Mentor. That's an army in a can, right?
I do love a Monastery Mentor, so we'll pass back
pitched.
to Tanner. If Fury's going to take out the Monastery Mentor, doesn't get to bring along any friends to the party, that's okay.
Letting him 2-for-1 himself. And we got a DRC. So now Cam's going to get some additional card selection for all of his spells.
Tanner has still not drawn another land.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for him to really do anything.
Brutal. Let's see. Are we delirious? I think we are.
We are indeed.
Nope. It's just instant.
We've got creature instant land. Is that it?
It's just creature instant land.
Woof.
Oh, there's a Ketria Triome.
Coming in tapped.
If this gets to untap, he will have access to all of his colors.
True. What is the...
Did he just choose to not attack with DRC?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I guess. I'm not sure why. I wonder if it's one of those things where he could, at instant speed, put something in his graveyard to make it a 3/3 flying, 3/1 flying blocker, or 3/3 flying blocker.
I don't really know. Okay, so like if you're on the defensive, you know, and you're playing against, say, mono red or another deck that has a bunch of hasty creatures in it, you have a low life total. I can see leaving it back if it's not delirious.
Yeah, we're on the beatdown.
But
there's Shreddy Wheat and a mana leak.
So Ledger Shredder is going to go away. Mental Note's going to hit the bin.
So now is Mental Note sorcery?
Nope, it's an instant.
So Thought Scour, Mental Note, both instants.
Yeah, the Jeskai decks can struggle with getting delirious.
Don't play a lot of sorceries.
Sorcery count's not super high.
Yeah. We are just... All right, now he's getting in for one.
I'm not sure why he didn't attack there. It could have just been he just missed it. It happens.
Yeah. Probably just having a conversation. Maybe missed. Or he knows something we don't. So we've got a...
Strangle is going to get pointed at the Dragon's Rage Channeler. That's going to go away. Yep, that's a Strangle.
I thought that was a... That's not a Mind Collapse?
I believe that's a Strangle.
Okay. Red removal spells all look very similar.
Yeah, that's definitely a Strangle. You can see it on the screen now.
Okay, yeah, I see it now. I was seeing the Mind Collapse from like that shaft of light in the center.
Sure, it looks like a Solitude's going to get flashed in at the end of his turn. We're going to follow that up with a Fable of the Mirror Breaker.
Card's so good, they need to ban it in Standard. I mean, I'm guessing. We're recording this before the ban announcement. I'm just going to call that now and say it's probably going to hit the ban in Standard.
The ban announcement won't come until after this video goes out, so...
I'm going to put my money on it, though.
I don't think it's a banning due to power level thing, though. It's just a banning to shake up the format, make it
correct,
make it a new format without having to rotate anything out.
It's fine. Fable's been in the format for been in Standard for a long time, and we got a Ragavan.
It's dashed.
I trade with the token every day.
Yeah, that's absolutely. I trade with that. Hundo peasy.
He just pointed a 2-mana shock at the token.
Chapter 2 on the Fable, likely to... Nope.
No pitch.
Doesn't look like he's interested in any of that. So he's going to come across for 3, going to go up 3 life from Lifelink, and a pass back to Tanner. Tanner's still stuck on 2 lands. There's a third one.
Not pitch anything. Yeah, we got a Flooded Strand coming in now. It might be a too little too late scenario here. I don't know what's in Tanner's hand, but
I don't know. His life total's not super low. I don't think we're in dire straits just yet, but we are certainly getting close.
We've got a potential flip to Kiki Jiki with a Solitude on board.
That will prevent him from making any threats, but it doesn't stop him from using his removal spells.
Also correct. He's used them pretty liberally up to this point. We saw the Strangle. We saw basically turning Ragavan into a kill spell for a token. Fury has come down, pitching an Abrade. If Tanner has more removal in hand, he's had a lot of removal this game because he's spent a ton already.
Well, another thing about these sort of blue mirrors is that when one player gets stuck on lands, they just start to accumulate cards in their hand.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And then the other player is playing to the board. Ooh, I don't like Birds of Paradise in these lists.
Yeah.
The other player is just playing their cards. And so when he starts to actually draw lands and he's able to start casting the cards that are in his hand, we could run into a situation where like the card economy doesn't matter as much just because he's got a full grip.
Strangling the birds. Yeah, this is sort of Tanner needs to deal with this reflection of Kiki Jiki now. Like now. If he doesn't, he's not going to he's going to have trouble resolving any permanents from here, any creatures from
well,
here.
It's also Cameron can go to his end step and make a copy of the Solitude, and then he has 6 power for a turn. Here's a Leyline Binding. That's going to meet a Force of Negation.
Campaign retail for those forces the last couple games.
Yeah, it's on his turn, so he can't pitch cast it.
What did he lose? Oh, he attacked, yeah.
Yes. It's interesting that he pointed it at the Solitude and not the Fable.
I thought he did.
Well, there's no real telling, but the only reason I say that is because he played it in combat. You know, if his intention was to play it on the Fable, it's probably best to wait until the end step.
Or at least, yeah, that's probably correct.
You never know. Cameron might tap his mana to play something else, and then he can't hardcast the Force of Negation.
In this case, I think Cam is so set up on board. I don't think he needs to extend any further onto the board.
No, I completely agree.
Like what's Tanner gonna fight him with, right? Like at this point, Cam just wants to keep it like this for the rest of the game.
Protect the Queen.
Oh, very much. The Queen being Solitude in this case, because even if he deals with reflection, which he might be able to, it's the thing killing him is the 3-powered lifelinker, right?
Yeah.
And there's a Lelia. We're gonna see a copy.
Yeah, she's immediately going to come across and reveal a Path to Exile. Bloodstained Mire is going to get cracked, so here comes probably a plateau for this Path to Exile.
Yeah, I'm going to say you're probably correct. And who's it pointed at?
I want to know where it's pointed.
Yeah, I would wait.
At this point, I think he has to point it at the Solitude, just because it has more power. Makes him less likely to die to runner bolt.
And nicely, Cam gets to wait. He gets to wait to respond to copy, because his reflection is now online, right?
Yep.
It no longer has. So now he gets to wait, and because he's up on life, he's at 28. This Lelia isn't really a danger to him at this point. He can just take the hit. And if Tanner tries to unload that, he gets to respond.
So I would imagine that we're in Tanner's main phase here. So I'm glad he pointed it at the reflection, to be honest. I'm kind of surprised Cameron didn't activate it.
Yeah, that's weird.
Because he activates here, makes a copy. Oh, the copy goes away because we're in his main phase.
Yeah, we'd just be able to take care of Lelia. It's a clean answer.
Oh, yeah, we would get to take care of Lelia. Interesting.
We've got a Flame Slash.
Yeah, okay, so that's why. There's no reason to do that because the Flame Slash is just going to take care of it anyway. I mean, you'd still have the Flame Slash in your hand at this point, but your opponent is also going up 3 life.
Yeah, you want that clock. It basically turns this into instead of a 2 more turns thing, it's a 1 more turn thing, or 3 more turns. Yeah, it's Cam just trying to draw into a bolt at this point, right?
Well, if he had it in hand, I would imagine we would have just saw it right there in response to that Verdant Catacombs activation.
Yeah. But even still, that Solitude is now a death kill. Like it's got 3 power. He's at 3 life.
Yep. Gonna have to be a good one.
Yeah. This Solitude has been the queen the entire game for Cam. He played it down for no value, just as a 5 mana 3/2 flash lifelinker.
I have done that many times.
It's still so good. Like, it's weird how good like a Fury with no targets is, or a Solitude with no targets. Like, they're still just very good creatures.
Looks like we're delving here. What's it going to be?
Probably a dig through time.
It's a Murktide
Oh,
Regent.
it's a Murktide.
And that is going to get met with a... What
Mystical
is
Confluence.
Mystical Confluence.
Oh, yeah. I love these cards. Fiery Confluence is a personal favorite. Mystic is amazing. He gets to triple tax it, which he gets to pay for by exiling. I think he can... No, he has to pay mana for it.
Here's a White Plume Adventurer.
My dog is drinking loads of water.
So a Daze takes care of the Mystic Confluence, and now a White Plume Adventurer is going to come down. I don't know. We might be turning the corner here.
Yeah, 3 life even.
I mean, having that Flame Slash in hand looks pretty okay right here.
Yeah, we just want to bolt. If we're Cameron, just bolt. Please, one time. Bolt one time. You knock the top of your deck every turn. We're at a healthy life total, so Murktide isn't like doing a whole lot other than like, well, it is a good clock, right? Like the White Plume can untap it every turn.
This is currently a 3-turn clock. If he goes to the Forge and puts 2 counters on White Plume Adventurer,
that's right.
He'll also get to keep untapping things and leave up defense for the Solitude.
Yep.
4 mana coming. It's a prismatic ending for the White Plume Adventurer.
Yep.
Still cannot get through the Murktide Regent.
All he needs is like a path. Path or a bolt, something. Yeah, he's going to put counters on this Murktide. Now it's a, what, 8/8?
It's an 8/8. I kind of like scrying here, I'm not going to lie.
You think so?
I like scrying here.
Set up the next 2 draws.
Yeah, I mean, it makes that ponder even that much better.
That's true. You get to scry into whatever you want, and then you get to, that's... I mean, you're not fighting over your opponent's life total right now. You're just looking to stabilize. And he can't really swing with the... he can't swing with the Murktide. If he swings with the Murktide, he's dead.
He's not going to be able to attack here. He could main phase a removal spell, and if the Solitude gets out of the way, then he could get in sideways.
Yeah. Tanner's just looking for any kind of removal spell. Cam is looking for a bolt. So, what is this? 8/16 is a 4-turn clock from the dragon.
Yes.
Yeah, it's.
We're going back into the Undercity. Seasoned Dungeoneer is going to come down.
Now it's a 3-turn clock.
And Dome Cam for 5. Is he going to be able to get out of this?
If he rips a bolt, that's it.
Here's an opt.
I know what he's praying for. He just wants that bolt. I've seen Cameron rip the perfect card off the top of his deck so many times.
Yeah.
It's a tough spot
I think I'm bottoming anything that's not a way to kill both of these creatures and attack or bolt. I'm just bottoming it.
Yeah. Ooh,
Mercurial Spelldancer cannot be blocked.
All right, so we've talked about this before. The best mode of this card is the very first line, which is unblockable.
Yes, it's a 2-mana 2/1 that cannot be blocked.
Yeah, this is... So if Tanner's deck, I don't know how creature heavy it is, but being able to be able to look at the top 10, find a big creature, it doesn't matter. Like, Spelldancer is a 2-turn clock. Tanner needs to gain some life.
Right. So, I mean, he's got a number of creatures in his deck that do gain life.
Sure.
Omnath, for example.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. What is the
Omnitiative? Or we
not including Omniscience.
Or I'm not sure. Maybe he has like Lightning Helix.
Also a good one.
Or
War Leader's Helix. Probably not.
Unlikely. It's 2 lightning bolts.
Yeah.
Or two lightning helixes, I mean.
Yeah. What's the Boros Charm. You think he's running Boros Charm?
Uh,
Probably not.
Boros
I don't
Charm
see.
doesn't gain life, does it? It's a Zorius Charm that gives your creatures lifelink.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking Cam could play Boros Charm to 3 as opponent.
Oh no, I don't think Jeskai Tempo's on Boros Charm. So
Probably smart.
it looks like an
It's not great.
an arid. He went to 2.
Oh
Mercurial
no.
Spelldancer's unblockable.
Yep. I wonder if Tanner realizes that.
I sure hope he does. Otherwise, we're gonna be seeing a game 3 here real quick.
I love the space basics from Unfinity.
Yeah, they're
You
sweet.
can see Tanner rocking that. I have been, you know this, I've been cracking packs of Unfinity just to get the basics out.
They're also cheaper than the other boosters, right?
Yeah. Oh man. I literally, if I go to GK, I get like a drink, and because you have to have a certain dollar amount to use your card, I'll just get a pack of Unfinity.
Right.
Just
Your Red Bull comes with a booster pack.
It exactly.
Oh, Uro.
Oh,
Nice.
Euro. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah. So Tanner is now a safe. Yeah, it buys him just plenty of time here. Talk about turning a corner, right? Going to 2.
Yeah,
1 is not 0. 2
yeah,
is not 0.
you'll love to see it.
What a game.
And then, so one thing, Mercurial Spelldancer will be able to take the initiative here, regardless of what happens, which means that Tanner won't get to go into the final room next turn. I don't know that matters very much, though. Here's a Noble Hierarch.
No. Well, he can after he attacks with the dragon.
Right. No, but what I meant was I don't think it matters much.
No.
It's going to be pretty hard for Cameron to claw his way out of this.
It's a sleight of hand. Bottom. Just looking for a 5 damage.
You can't
like literally
you
a bolt
can't-
still. A
you
bolt
can't
still.
bottom with sleight of hand.
Or yeah, top, 1 in hand, 1 to bottom. You know what I mean. Come on, Blake.
Man, Uro is gross. Look at that
Yeah.
guy. Look at that guy with his squished face and his mustachio. What is he even doing?
Cam does have the Caracas in play to deal with Uro, but the issue is
that dealing with it?
no. It deals with it in so much as he cannot attack with it.
One of my favorite things is having a Caracas in play when I cast Uro, so I can just keep casting Uro.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if Tanner. Oh, come on! If Cam has a bolt right here, I'm gonna pop off. You have no idea.
Cameron didn't take the initiative.
Yeah, he should have taken the initiative.
Come on, guys.
Back it up. Nope, should not be happening.
I don't know that it matters, but this is sloppy.
Yeah,
oh, he's just going to put an Omnath into play. This is not cool.
This matters. This honestly really matters.
Oh, no.
Cool.
Cameron. I'm going to text him right now.
Yeah. Yeah, when you hit your opponent with that Spelldancer, you get the initiative. Your opponent doesn't get to get Omnath.
Oh my goodness.
It's saved forever now. It's funny how many like GRVs we record in these, right?
Yeah, in the quarterfinals, Ryan played a strip mine and used it right away with a Thalia Heretic Cathar in play.
Yeah, stuff like that, where it's like, and it's totally like, I don't think anybody is doing it intentionally. It's just sucks. Even the best players of the best format make mistakes, and like, this is a complicated game. This particular game is complicated. Got a lot of moving pieces. We've got the Uro coming back too. It's now watch Cam like respond to this. It's a life gain trigger by blowing up, like killing him with a bolt.
That would be epic. To slow roll it. I will Caracas Uro back to your hand. Oh no, wait, don't do that because he can cast it again.
No. Don't do that.
Bolt you.
Yeah, unfortunately, that shouldn't have happened there. But if Cam doesn't have the bolt, then
Once again, I don't know that it matters much.
no. Cam would have gotten... This would have just happened later on Tanner's turn after he attacked. And Cam would have had an extra basic in hand.
Right, and Tanner still would have gotten the
now they're realizing
the
it.
Omnath.
I think they're realizing what happened here.
Looks like we're just going to scoop them up. So Tanner is going to take this one down 2-0.
That's wild.
That was a heck of a comeback.
Very, very well played. Man, love seeing Cam giving it his all here. I don't think either player wanted to let it go. They were definitely playing till the end there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oof. Dang.
Awesome.
That initiative, definitely the best catch-up mechanic in our format, right?
Ugh.
How do you really feel?
I'm gonna start main decking Torpor Orb. That's how I feel.
Oh my god. Hey, I'm playing Dress Down now. Card's great.
Yes, you can flash that card. Yes, that I did that once on Saturday. You can flash that in with their creature on the stack, and then when it comes into play, they don't get the trigger.
You can recast it with Luris as often as you like.
Nice. Awesome. Hey, thanks for watching the Old Cranky Man YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe while you're here. Make sure you hit that notification button so that we get to annoy you every time we upload a video. We appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Love you.